What's good, people? The universe, the world, and all of us. It's a voice here. Want to talk about some real shit. That's all I got to say. It's just some stuff I believe everybody should know about. You know what I mean? This is reasons why I fast. You know what I mean? When I found out this information, I pretty much wanted to jump into it. Want to just not play around, just get into the video. Want to talk about benefits inside of fasting. Just gonna go over the tops of some of the stuff. I'm not gonna go into deep articles. I'll be going over videos in the future. Scientists talking about these actual facts I'm about to talk about. These are one, two, three, four, five important stages of fasting that I think everybody should be doing on a regular basis. I think everybody should know about and the reasons why, because a lot of people are paying for this stuff that you can do by fasting, but you can't just jump right into it your first time thinking it'll work. I felt like this stuff started working after I started doing it after months, and my body started showing results after months of doing it, almost a year of doing it. I got the real results I wanted, and it's crazy because there's videos out there and that people fast and heal themselves and they stick to it, and usually it's over a year, 18 months, 2 years. You stick to it, you had a dramatic change, and that's what I had. I was almost 270 and I wasn't doing nothing with my life. I was pretty much all right. I'm here again. I had to change that angle. It wasn't dealing me well the way the camera was going in and out, but yeah, I was my weight was getting out of control. I was around that 270 range, and I wanted something different. I want to be a better version of me. You know what I mean? Like my weight was getting out of control. I didn't know what to do about it. A lot of things that I was doing about it wasn't getting done. I was eating so-called healthier, but that my weight didn't change. Just the food changed. Uh, I started working out a little bit more. Nothing really changed. Some water weight. I started toning up, but I wanted a dramatic change, almost like 100-pound change from that 270, and pretty much. And I had to break that mindset of what I was living in, saying that, oh, I'm big boned, like that kind of lifestyle. I was raised that way, thinking we was big boned as kids, like why everybody was big in our family, and that was an excuse. I was weighing in the back of my head, like, no, that ain't real. Like, let me do some research and look things up, and what's the actual healthiest bodies type around, and you can find it. You can Google it. It's not that hard. I'm not trying to body shame or fat shame anybody out here, but a lot of misinformation people don't understand. But I'm trying to spread this information out. So 12 hours. When I found this information, it was like big. 12 hours is the start of fasting. That's like, fuck, I always had something in a pocket or next to my chair or next to my bed. Like always, all the time. Like I always have food with me. Or when I got more educated about what breaks a fast, anything that spikes your insulin. Okay. So when we living in a world with processed sugars everywhere and it's in everything, like bread, like you wouldn't think that bread would spike your insulin. Look how much sugar and flour you put into that. That those both of those two things, and salt too. That spikes your insulin. So you look how much stuff you have in there, and it's like, why why don't they preach about removing the bread from diabetic people? Because I have family members like my grandma. They told, oh yo, keep fruit, keep all the sugar away from her, but you can eat bread, but bread just had just as much sugar as all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And don't really break it down into like, yo, you need to stay away from these things that spike your insulin, because when you're diabetic, your insulin, your pancreas is gone pretty much. It's not responding, and your pancreas sends out insulin. So when you're non-responsive to insulin, like this is crazy. And this leads up to it. This information I got right here, and so 12 hours is start of fasting, and pretty much you go to 16 hours is next up, and 16 hours is ketosis. Ketosis start breaking down of fat cells. Then you go into 18 hours, which is heavy ketosis, which is the peak burning time. So 18 hours, you're burning fat like crazy. So this is something I never did. Like 18 hours going without eating, the most was like probably 12 hours. And what happens after 10, 12 hours? You get stomach aches. You feel like, man, I can hear my stomach, bro. I need to go eating. That's totally a lie. That is not meaning you're hungry. Your body is actually switching over to another state. It's actually like, oh, after 12 hours, you're telling me fact that when your body switches over 12, 16, 18 hours, it's switching over to these different forms. But as a normal person that I was, what I was doing with that old eating habit, after 10 hours, I'd be like, yo, I'm hungry as hell. I feel my stomach rumbling. Your stomach is rumbling because it's cleaning itself from the inside. It's clean. It's pushing out what it don't want in there and keeping what it does. And that's what we not taught. Like, yo, this part of the body can heal. It can heal itself. It can fix itself, and it can be your biggest asset because it gives you all your energy, which is your stomach and your gut. And you need to shut that down a lot of times to get the energy from it. You cannot break down and burn energy at the same time. You cannot break down and burn energy at the same time. It's impossible for your body to do that. It's only in two different states, and you got to get into another state. So that, and the natural way to do it, and the best way for humans to do it is fast. So once you pass 12 hours, you start fasting. 16 hours, the ketosis really start going. Then heavy ketosis. Now you're burning fat at 18 hours. You're burning fat like crazy. Now, when I first started doing it, it was kind of hard because I never did it and I didn't understand why that this wasn't the normal lifestyle. But I still understood that if I never did something before, it's going to be hard doing it for the first 5, 6 times, especially when it comes to the body because you don't know how your body's going to respond. So, like, I had to work my way up to 16, then I came back down. Work my way up to 16, work my way. I did 3 16s, then I did a couple 18s, then I did a couple 20s. I didn't just jump all the way into it. Some people can do that. I don't know if they're getting the full benefit. I'm saying this needs to be a lifestyle, not just, oh, I do a fast once a year. No. People that do that don't get no real benefits. You still get sick. You still have other problems that other people have. You should be doing this on a regular basis. And these are the small benefits, but we get into the bigger benefits after 24 hours, and it's autophagy. So autophagy is the recycling of old compound cells and the breakdown of bad proteins. So when your body is always absorbing, when it really has time, does it really have time to pick and choose what the right thing it wants? This is how your body stores fat. Like you eat, and you can only poop so much that you eat. This is why people are heavily constipated. People are got big guts because of that's backup of poop. What you think being constipated is, and then after months and years and decades of being constipated, where you think that stuff is going to go? It's on your stomach. That's all that is. You know what I mean? When we got a car jam backed up and there's an accident, what happens? They move that accident out of the way and everything flows through and everything can flow now. And there's a car accident. The car accident is out the way. Well, when you in your body, you have a car accident, you never fix that car accident, like everything backs up and it stays backed up. Now, everybody that was in their cars, they just leave. Oh, I'm gonna leave my car here and go now. I can't get nowhere. I might as well walk home. That's how the body treats it, kind of, because you're not really trying to slow things down and stop. And that's what you do when you fast. And after 24 hours, your body's working on these. It's recycling the bad shit. So it can use the bad stuff to turn it good, but if not, it'll get it out. And then after that stage, and then you got to do like a 24-hour fast a couple more than a couple times. You got to do like 5 or 6 times to really get the benefit because you got to realize like you haven't been doing this for years. You never been constantly for year after year after year been trying to heal your body. So it's gonna take years to heal your body pretty much. Like when you've been like for me, 10 to 10 to 25, I had control of my health and it wasn't on par at all. I barely ate good. And what I know now, what the eating good I was doing wasn't really eating good. So if I have 15 years of hardcore, if I know from my personal experience, if I have 15 year of hardcore going to convenience stores on a regular basis, hiding food from other people so I can be a fat ass myself, being that fat boy lifestyle, going in the kitchen, creating some concoction that I don't know what can it do to my gut and my stomach. And I'll tell you, a lot of times it put me down. I was cramped up. I didn't know what was going on. And the same thing I was doing personally when I was going out here, looking online, looking at these newspapers, seeing all this good food. And it was the same thing going to these random places. Don't know who's cooking the food. This chef might be here this day. That chef might be here. And they don't make it the same and fuck up the combination and mess up my stomach. And I had to learn that, like, oh, that's what's going on. It's got combination. It's, oh, my stomach is not really clean. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where, I need to reset my stomach, and going to 24 hours is a big beneficial to reset your whole body. And you have to do it multiple times. That you don't know how much crud you have built up in your body. And I didn't really have the breakaway until after almost a year of fasting on a regular basis. That means on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. On a weekly basis, I'm doing intermediate. On a monthly basis, I'm doing 1 or 2 prolongs. And that's how I started. And now I do a prolonged once a week, and I do intermediate fasting around it. And that's my lifestyle. And so it shows me that 24 hours, 24 hours of fasting, you can break down the bad shit and push it out and keep moving. And so it jumps from 24 to 48. And I know that's a whole nother day, but the benefits of it, your growth hormones kick in. So what happens when you clear out the bad? Okay, you can really breathe and grow. Okay, just like plants. When you cut back on trees, you cut back the old dead branches, what happened? The new branches start growing in. The tree is like, whoa, it looks bigger and fucking, it looks great. You know what I mean? That's how life is. That's how your insides is. You can push this dirt out that it's been working on for years, and now you can grow more. You can expand more and breathe more and live more. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. Like this lifestyle, you can do more instead of just eating. Think about eating 3 meals a day, all day long. It's like a job just to feed yourself. And people don't even realize that. And they were, oh, I'll just put it in somebody else's hands and I eat takeout all day long. Are you serious? They don't even care about your health. They care about profit. Profit. That's all they care about. And that's what it comes down to. You putting this profit driven food in your body and it's stuck in there because it's what's behind profit? Empty bullshit. Meaning processed foods. This food ain't really nutritious. They're not putting up nutritious value for you. Yeah, you see like 1% of that right now. But you go back 10 years, you didn't see none of that. Yeah, it's going to get progressively better because people are more aware of what they're putting in their bodies. People ain't just putting all processed artificial food and live in this artificial lifestyle that they're trying to push on us. No, we need to live organic because that's what we're a part of. We're a part of nature. We came from it. We need to get back to it so we can grow more. Because living this artificial lifestyle, we're not going to grow. But I'm not trying to get off topic. But at the 48, you go 6 more hours into 54. And this is another big thing, is minimum insulin. So naturally, you want your body to push and pull insulin on its own. And so at the 54-hour, insulin levels drop to its lowest levels. And your body becomes increasingly insulin sensitive. That's a whole lot of S's for me. Increasingly insulin sensitive. Okay, and I feel this. You know what I mean? Because once you get up in this area and trying to break a fast is very hard. You want to watch out what you want to eat. Usually I go with a mixed tea. I like spirulina, echinacea, one of those predominantly moringa, or I do like a mono fruit fast break where I eat like a handful of the same fruit. So I won't switch up the sugars too much. So I like doing pineapple, watermelon, mango, or apples is good, and oranges. Vitamin C, it's kind of tricky. You got to be kind of a vet, but once you get more into it, vitamin C is kind of like a little secret. Vitamin C is a beast. But yeah, so at that 54 hours, this is where I feel like it's really cleaning out the deeper internal organs when it's messing with your pancreas like this. It's not really messing with it, it's controlling it, it's regulating it, it's calibrating it. When you understand that our bodies are like the best machines on this earth, and we design machines off how our bodies was built and how we can function with machines, you have to have a time when you stop everything, you break it down, you do maintenance. And 54 hours is heavy maintenance. At this state, you shouldn't be, when it's your first time doing this, you shouldn't do nothing. Don't do nothing. I wouldn't do nothing at all. Because anything you do, you're gonna get light headaches, you're gonna feel weak, you're gonna feel fatigued. And you're like this because your body is going deeper in internal. And yeah, the first 10 of these, yeah, I was weak. But it got to that certain point where, okay, I'm going over 50 hours and it's not bad anymore. It's like I feel the energy, you know what I mean? It's day 3, it's about to be day 4, and I got energy, you know what I mean? Where's this energy coming from? Yeah, because my body's cleansing it out. My body's using the fat that is stored to burn it. If we always storing fat and never burning it, like when is it gonna be burned? You're just holding on to weight and getting up to a 50-hour fast, and you still have energy. That tells you, yo, my deep internal fats are being worked on. So it gets to the point like, yo, you should be doing this on a regular. If you have fat that's deep internal, you got fat in hard targeted places, that's at that 54-hour mark when you get insulin sensitive and you still got energy, you're pulling the fat out of certain areas of your body. Like the people that got a lot of fat in their thighs and their butt and their back. And they're like, how did fat get there? Because your body placed it. So you got to get to the point where you got to do the deep digging. In 54 hours, yeah, up there, yeah, it's the real stuff. And so after 54 is 72, which is my favorite, which is stem cell rejuvenation. And stem cell rejuvenation starts at 72 hours. So your body breaks down old immune cells and regenerates them into new. Now, this is some mumbo jumbo stuff to start right here, but this is actually scientific fact. I just took the screenshot, just read the whole journal, whole article from 2014 from talking about how your body literally rejuvenates itself. But it doesn't do it off the first time doing it. You know what I mean? You do it once a year, it's not gonna really work. You know what I mean? In my eyes, I think you should be doing it once a quarter, doing a 72-hour fast. Every 3 months, do a 72-hour fast. Then you get to the point where you can do it once a week. What? You're not eating 3 days out of the week? Yep. Then the other 4 days, you intermediate fasting. You're living in a ketosis state naturally. You're not forcing yourself to eat these weird odd fats and thinking your body. No, like what are you doing? You're trying to trick your body. You can't trick what God made. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You play games, but you can't with all these other like metformin and all these ways to go around it. Nah, let's dig deep. Let's be disciplined. You know what I mean? Where is it going? We're in the winter right now. It ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? You take care of your own, it ain't really gonna go nowhere. But that sounds like some crazy stuff, some rejuvenation, but it's real. I just watched another guy spend about 50 G's for stem cells to be implanted into his knees. You know what the doctors tell these people? Oh, it's only like a 30%, 20% chance it'll work. Because them stem cells are made in a laboratory. And they were like, all right, we got to take a piece of your body and put it in a laboratory and make stem cells off of that. Oh, there's other ways to get stem cells too. There's some weird stuff you can do, but I ain't gonna talk about that stuff. I ain't trying to get people to label me as one of those people. I never tried it, and I ain't gonna do it when it comes down to urine therapy and stem cells inside your urine. Haven't. I heard about it, read about it, understand it, but I haven't did it. So not something I'm really gonna do, but it's out there. There's multiple ways, but I'm preaching this way that I wrote down that I preach. 72-hour fast, do it. You need it. You'll love it. I'm talking about not the first time, but probably that fifth time, you'll start feeling it. Be like, all right, I need to do this some more. I do this about two more times, you'll feel it. You'll wake up. You'll wake up after that 60 hours, and you'll be like, man, I got 12 more hours. Shit, I'm about to go run a marathon. You feel it, you know what I mean? I'm getting to that point where I'm about to get back out. My kids are pretty young, but I'm gonna get back out there and be killing it in the 72. And there's people that's secretly doing it. You know what I mean? Not admitting that, oh, I'm in a deep fast. I'm in a deep fast right now and I'm focused. And you ain't gonna break this. A lot of athletes, you know what I mean? They're eating very light to try to stay in this lighter state. And that's what it is. And you're very focused and you're very clean and your energy is very fluent. And you can breathe and you can move and you're not feeling heavy and weighed down like all the food that we're eating. People weighed down because they're anchored down because of all this food. How heavy your plate is when you carrying it, that's how heavy it is. That's how much weight you're adding to your body. So think about it. Put muscle weights on your legs, and that, every time you have a plate that's 5 pounds, put more muscle weights on your legs, on your arms, on your back. Are you pooping 5 pounds every meal? You eat 3 meals a day and it's 5 pounds each. Are you pooping 15 pounds a day? Nah. But it's all love. It's all love, baby. I'm just trying to get y'all on a higher level. But make sure y'all like, should strive, and share. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace. It's all love, baby.